Melchizedek is one of the most enigmatic and fascinating figures in ancient history and religious texts, especially in the Bible. His brief appearance in the Old Testament, coupled with his spiritual significance in later religious writings, has led to much speculation about his identity and role. Here is a story about Melchizedek, drawing from the historical, biblical, and religious sources. Long ago, in the days of the patriarchs, when the world was still young and the nations of men were scattered across the fertile plains of Mesopotamia, there lived a man unlike any other. His name was Melchizedek, a figure cloaked in mystery, whose wisdom was as deep as the heavens and whose righteousness shone brighter than the stars. Melchizedek was the king of Salem, a peaceful city thought to be the ancient precursor of Jerusalem. Salem, meaning peace, was a tranquil place, where the fertile land yielded abundant harvests, and the people lived harmoniously under the wise rule of their king. But Melchizedek was not merely a king, he was also a priest of the Most High God. In those days, few knew the true nature of God, and many worshipped idols of stone and wood. Yet Melchizedek, though he ruled a city in a pagan land, served the one true God, the creator of heaven and earth, known in Hebrew as El Elyon. His knowledge of God was not passed down from fathers or priests, for there were no scriptures or established traditions. Instead, his relationship with the divine was personal and direct, as if God himself had revealed his nature to this priest-king. One fateful day, the paths of two great men crossed. The patriarch Abram, later known as Abraham, returning victorious from battle, encountered Melchizedek. Abram had just defeated a coalition of kings who had captured his nephew Lot, and laden with spoils of war, he journeyed home. As he approached Salem, Melchizedek, dressed in royal robes, came out to meet him, bearing gifts of bread and wine. In the silence of the meeting, Melchizedek blessed Abram with a priestly benediction, "Blessed be Abram by God Most High, creator of heaven and earth. And blessed be God Most High, who has delivered your enemies into your hand." This blessing was no ordinary one, it declared that Abram's victory was divinely ordained. Moved by the sanctity of the moment, Abram, though a powerful patriarch, gave Melchizedek a tenth of all the spoils, a tithe acknowledging the priest's higher spiritual authority. In this encounter, Melchizedek's significance as a priest became clear. He was a mediator between God and man, long before the establishment of the Levitical priesthood. After this brief but profound appearance, Melchizedek vanishes from the pages of the Old Testament. However, his legacy did not fade. Thousands of years later, his name would rise again, shrouded in mystery. In the Psalms, King David wrote of a future ruler who would be a priest forever, in the order of Melchizedek. This statement hinted that Melchizedek's priesthood was eternal, not bound by time or lineage. In the New Testament, Melchizedek reemerges as a figure of great theological importance. The author of the Epistle to the Hebrews identifies him as a type of Christ. He argues that Jesus, like Melchizedek, is a priest of a higher order than that of Aaron, the traditional Jewish priesthood. In Hebrews 7, Melchizedek is described as being without father or mother, without genealogy, without beginning of days or end of life, he remains a priest forever. This description suggests that Melchizedek's priesthood, like that of Christ, transcends human ancestry and the limitations of earthly time. Who was Melchizedek truly? His origins remain one of the great mysteries of ancient history. Some traditions speculate that he was Shem, the son of Noah, who lived long enough to overlap with Abram's life. However, this interpretation remains speculative, as the Bible gives no clear lineage for Melchizedek. Jewish and Christian scholars have debated his identity for centuries. Some believe he may have been a pre-incarnate appearance of Christ, while others see him as a righteous king with an extraordinary relationship with God. Regardless of his true identity, Melchizedek's story has transcended the brief moments he is mentioned in the Bible. He has become a symbol of peace, justice, and divine authority. In Christian theology, He prefigures Christ, the eternal high priest who mediates between God and humanity. Even today, Melchizedek's legacy lives on not only in religious tradition but also in the hearts of those who seek to understand the mysteries of faith. He stands as a timeless figure, reminding us that God's ways are often beyond human understanding and that righteousness and peace are bound together in the eternal purposes of the Most High. In this enigmatic figure, the ancient world found a symbol of divine favor, righteousness, and the promise of something greater yet to come.